Welcome back to the Traders Network Show, broadcasting worldwide on Equities.com. I'm Matt Bird. We're in Davos, Switzerland, covering the 2019 World Economic Forum, and I'm here with co-author of the TransHuman Code, David Fergusson. David, welcome to the show.
Hey, Matt, it's great to be here with you.
So this book is the talk of Davos right now. What inspired you to craft such an amazing book?
Well, in fact, the inspiration for this book began right here at Davos 3 years ago. This is my fifth year of being here, and for the first two, I've been focused on the relationship between technology and the finance industry. As you know, I work in investment banking. But it was a conversation together with Tim Berners-Lee and my co-author, Carlos Moreira, that really began the dialogue around talking to the trust factor that was becoming an increasing concern amongst those that were using technology.
Interesting.
You know, as you know, the sourcing, shopping, socializing that so many of us have come to depend on the internet for is executed through codes that were created by other organizations, names of which I don't have to tell you.
No, I don't think. But I will say this: many people here in Davos industry have read the short version of this,
yes,
and said you've preempted their code and the fundamental framework of their business model. How did you have the insight to get to that point?
You know, I have the great fortune in knowing many wise women and men across a broad range of industries from my background. Carlos Moreira, my co-author, is truly one of the pioneers of cybersecurity, having established WiseKey in Geneva, Switzerland 20 years ago. And it was really Carlos that put cybersecurity on the agenda here for the World Economic Forum. And so that's allowed us to really engage a broad number of people through this project. The collaborators and contributors to this initiative range from will.i.am at one end of the spectrum to Tim Berners-Lee, the creator of the World Wide Web, at the other. And what we all share in common is a desire to ensure that humanity, that people stay at the center of gravity in their relationship with technology. So what we believed that we could do best was start a dialogue, start a conversation that developers of technology, financiers of technology, and all users of technology, which is basically anybody who has a smartphone in their hand, that they could engage in a dialogue around how we put people first.
Well, I'm going to tell you, getting back to Carlos, I had a chance to speak with Carlos, and some of his work is pretty sensational. You know, he spent time at UNTAD, and he's a very smart individual.
He is.
What's next? So I'm holding 1/3. Is that right?
This is 2/3.
2/3
actually. So the book will be in store and online on June 4.
Where can people buy it?
Well, they'll be able to buy it at Barnes and Noble, at Hudson, wherever books are sold. It's received a very, very good response from the retail community. But most importantly, what will go live when the book goes in store and goes online is the TransHuman Code community. And this will be the world's first smart book. It will have an NFC chip embedded in it. You'll be able to quickly scan it from your phone. And from that point forward, you'll be given access to come into the community and interact with Carlos and I, but more importantly, to interact with people like Sandy Pentland, the co-founder of the Media Lab, with Brad Smith from Microsoft, and all of the contributors that have allowed us and enabled us to be able to start the dialogue. And there's so much more to talk about, and these chapters will all unfold and continue to evolve on a real-time basis going forward.
Well, I for one am excited to read the rest of this when it comes out. Is there a website people go to look this thing up?
No, they can't actually.
Oh,
it will
this
actually
is cloak and dagger. There's a little cloak and dagger.
It will all go live on June 4th.
I feel this is a little bit like Steve Jobs-esque. You're rolling it out. You're doing the preempt, and people are waiting for the final.
I can tell you, as you can imagine, the last 4 days here in Davos, we have been deeply embedded in dialogue with past contributors and new contributors to this project. So you're going to see some bold-faced names, most importantly because they're playing such a significant role today in how technology is being developed, how it's being implemented, how it's being financed, but most importantly, in conversations with people like you, Matt, about how it's being used.
Well, I appreciate your time, David.
It's a great
David
pleasure.
Fergusson, co-author of the TransHuman Code.